Imagine a world where super rare Minecraft mobs sometimes spawn around you, complete with their own unique mob drops. Well, imagine no further, because our first one is right here, the Pegasus. Look at the wings on this beauty. Oh boy, he is a rare spawn indeed, having a 7% chance to spawn near a mountain biome. And look at this, the moment you get close to this guy, he'll start freaking out. He wants to be your friend, and he's happy to let you ride him. All you'll need nearby is a saddle, and just like that, you are equipped to float around with the Pegasus, which has an insanely high jump height and will also allow you to glide to safety, never mind my health right there, nearby any jumps that you may happen across in your Minecraft worlds. Now, if you're curious about what happens to this thing when you kill him, as in what this poor Pegasus drops, well, I'm happy to report back,
stay still,
that it doesn't drop anything, and you're just a monster. Maybe you can make up for it by helping the sweet old man. Hey, I was calling you sweet. This is the Alchemist villager, a new type of villager that has a 1% chance to spawn in any villages in your world, or a 10% chance to spawn each day after you've traded with all of the villagers in the village. And he comes with some exciting new trades. Get ready to swap in some ore. 15 coal for an emerald, or 4 raw iron, 3 raw gold, or a diamond to emerald conversion there. Very good for stacking up emeralds. He's also got a unique new drop, but we'll come back to that in a second, because our next rare mob is the Steel Wool, a new type of sheep. You are hideous. No offense. This guy will spawn in when a sheep stays inside of a cave for too long, because oftentimes there's a chance they'll eat some ore, having not been able to find any grass nearby. That is a rough breakfast, my friend. What's sweet about this type of sheep, though, is that if you happen to shear it, you can actually shear the sheep to get yourself some raw iron. Look at that. One single shear will get you 1 raw iron. Hey, get back here. I ain't done with you. Because if you feed this sheep some coal, it will grow back its wool and you can continue shearing away. Not bad. I'm about to take your goodies over to the Alchemist. Alternatively, if you're feeling a little bit more heinous, you can actually kill this poor guy, and he also will drop raw iron through that method. What is he doing up there? Hey man, I need to trade. So as mentioned, you can trade the Alchemist and get a whole mess of emeralds for your trouble. But if you're feeling, again, a little heinous, if you kill this poor guy, you'll get an emerald block instead. What a deal. Just make sure his friends aren't anywhere nearby. But okay, how about something a little bit more exciting? The Amethyst Creeper. Now, Amethyst Creepers have a 25% chance of spawning above any geode you happen across in game. Speaking of, there's one right here. You'll want to approach these Amethyst Creepers with caution, because they pack a serious punch. Not only do they have a particularly large explosion, but they also spawn in lightning bolts upon exploding. I've given myself resistance so that I won't die right here, but check this out, baby. My goodness, lightning bolts all over the place. Oh, and he's still alive. It looks like the only way you're gonna be able to take this guy out is by actually dealing enough damage to him. Well, don't mind if I do. I do not need you tearing up my landscape. Oh gosh, go, 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 go. Their health respawns every single time they explode. Oh, that was close. Check out what they dropped though. You're gonna like this amethyst powder. It can be used alongside sand to make lightning TNT, and it works similarly to the Amethyst Creeper in general. Hey, I'm on Cameo. Book me today for a custom video message, except it has an automatic fuse, so the moment you set this thing down, you are in some serious trouble. Look at all the lightning destruction. Wow. Conveniently enough, it also happens to work on any nearby mob, so you are capable of dealing massive amounts of damage to any creatures caught in the path of these bolts of lightning. Also damage to your ears, that's kind of loud. Okay, our next rare mob is the Skeleton Horror, which has a 5% chance to spawn instead of a regular skeleton. Look at this guy. 3-headed wonder, double wielding some bow and arrow action. Alternatively, it's got a 10% chance to be found inside of it. Oh boy, didn't like me telling him his secrets out loud. 10% chance of spawning inside of a skeleton mob dungeon. Now this mob can drop up to 6 bones and 3 skulls when killed. And you'll notice here, has a bit of a circular arrow attack that it can actually spit out from time to time. Look at that. Imagine if you were unlucky enough to run into a few of these bad boys all at once. They'd start machine gunning you with all of these arrows, damaging each other. Very good. More excitingly though, if you happen to defeat one of these skeleton horrors, not only do you have a chance at those bones and skulls like I mentioned, but without fail, they always drop a special bow. One that's equipped with infinity every single time. Nice. How about another rare mob? Introducing the Moo Glue. Nasty looking. Oh boy. Normally you couldn't find these just anywhere. In fact, you can only have a 5% chance to see them underneath a Mushroom Island biome. And I mean super underneath, all the way down near bedrock level. Look at you. You blend right in, don't you? Now you'll want to be very careful near these guys because there is a high chance that with their consistent movement all over the place that they end up spawning in a warden. And that is the last thing you want. However, you might want something else for them, which is a chance to grab some easy experience. By using an empty glass bottle on the Moo Glue, you can actually get a bottle o' enchanting from them. However, this can only be done once per day because then they don't have any more experience for you to essentially milk from them. On top of that, shearing one of these Moo Glues will give you another unique item. You'll be left with a regular old cow at the end of it all, but that's not the only item you're gonna be able to... Uh-oh, we've got company. Quickly, shear this poor bad boy and you'll get another new item. It's known as Skulk Flakes, and I don't know if these cows are gonna be able to see the light of day to show off what it is they do exactly. Why don't we go ahead and let the warden handle these poor cows? In the meantime, I'll make my way over to a crafting table so I can show you what these flakes do. Adding a couple of them to a crafting table alongside some leather armor will yield a Skulk leather armor piece. In this case, got a sweet Skulk leather chest plate, which still has the same defense level as a leather chest plate, but looks way cooler, and might come in handy for handling some of these wardens. I'm a little bit doubtful. Why don't we show off the next rare mob? It's known as the Redstone Slime, and we've got a spawn egg for one of them right here. Check this puppy out. He is a slime, except he is red. More importantly, though, they've got a pretty unique effect. If they happen to be near any redstone on the ground, they'll actually consume it and will get larger in size. You can see their jumps are a little erratic. It's because they're made of, electricity pretty much with all this redstone here. Keep feeding them and they'll get bigger and bigger and bigger, which may pose a problem because if you decide to try and defeat one, you're going to be left with a whole mess of extra slimes to take care of, which may in fact be a great thing, because if you do kill some of these guys, they have a chance of dropping another new drop known as the red slime ball. If you collect enough of them, you can make a red slime block, which is like a green slime block, except red. Normally, these redstone slimes will only spawn in near redstone ore at depths that slimes are normally able to spawn in. And as you saw, they eat redstone. However, one thing you have yet to see is that they are not a big fan of Moo Glooms and will actually seek out to attack any Moo Glooms that are in their direct vicinity. So, be careful when you're walking around here, my friend. It doesn't look good for you. Maybe you can use the warden to back you up a little bit, huh? I gotta be real. It's not looking too good for these slimes. Alternatively, use red slime balls alongside cobblestone and oak planks to grab yourself a launch pad. Launch pads combine pistons as well as slime blocks into one convenient contraption that, when jumping on top of, well, will launch you in the air. Very, very fun. Boop. Oh. Boop. Now here's an interesting use case for the redstone slime. All you need to do is find one of them, place some redstone down, and they'll begin feasting on it, growing in size. Once they grow large enough in size, you can start taking them on and causing them to split into all sorts of tiny redstone slimes, which in theory means that for the low cost of some redstone dust, you in theory have an infinite slime ball farm. And since redstone slime balls work exactly the same as regular ones, that is an extraordinarily low price to pay. Now our next rare mobs actually spawn inside of a brand new, extraordinarily rare structure known as the Nether Brick Mansion. These mansions only have a 1% chance of spawning in instead of a regular woodland mansion, but as mentioned are home to some new rare mobs, like the Ghost Zombie. They have a 4% chance to spawn in instead of a normal zombie, however, only at nighttime. Or, if you find a Nether Brick Mansion, a 44% chance to spawn in instead of them. And if you didn't notice, they from time to time will turn completely invisible. So if you happen to find yourself unequipped at night and you aren't paying too close of attention, you'll be in a lot of trouble. And apparently they set you on fire. Oh boy, okay, if you guys could just play a little bit nice, I've got a showcase to show off. Now, these guys will actually drop a new type of flesh, ghost flesh. Similar to the ghost zombies, eating ghost flesh will also turn you completely invisible. Nice. Sneak up on your friend, maybe set up a couple farms with this guy, huh? Ascending higher into the Nether Brick Mansion, you may happen across the Blaze Jockey. Jockey, which is actually a unique combination of 2 mobs in 1. Nice. Your seat doesn't look too comfortable there, dude. These guys have a 1% chance of spawning in the mansion instead of a typical blaze, which are normally found throughout the mansion, but for sake of showing off these rare mobs have been disabled. Getting hit by one of these fire blasts that the blaze jockey sends out will teleport you upwards, and if it weren't for my resistance I have on, I'd have taken some massive damage there. Okay, I've taken resistance off. Let's see what happens if he can nail me with one of his fireballs. Oh yeah. That is big damage right away. So you'll want to be quick to take out these enemies in the event you see them. Doing so will get you a funny drop. Now, since a blaze jockey is essentially an enderman, which drops ender pearls, and a blaze, which drops blaze rods, they drop eyes of ender, which are basically those 2 drops combined in 1. So, you know, saves you a couple steps. Alternatively, if you're feeling particularly adventurous, you could actually use splash water bottles to take out these guys instead of traditional weaponry. Throw a few of these guys on, and the deed is done. And here we have the Evoker Lich. Nether brick mansions are rare enough at 1% chance per every woodland mansion, which 2 is rare, but if you happen to find one, there is a guaranteed chance to find this nasty guy wherever these mansions hang out. And not only do they summon in Vex, but they will summon in Wither skeletons as well. And these guys mean some serious business. Okay. Oh, good thing we spawn right here. Now, if you happen to be able to defeat these guys, despite their insane onslaught, you've got a very good chance at getting a unique new item by defeating the Lich. Best of luck, because as I said, these guys have a lot of damaged weapons at their disposal. I sure could use a Totem of Undying right now, which is kind of what we just got our hands on. Well, I mean, I keep dying, but you know. Check this thing out, the Totem of Immortality. Why don't I hold on to this while all these mobs are nearby? There's a chance I'm going to need it. Y'all ready for this? Oh, he doesn't want to attack me anymore. We defeated his master. Well, how about instead we book it off the ledge? Holding this totem will act like a normal Totem of Undying. However, there's one unique thing about it. After a few seconds of a cooldown, believe it or not, you'll actually get your hands on it once again. Your days of farming raids for totems are over. However, it should be worth noting that if you happen to die again shortly thereafter, you will in fact die again. But hey, at least on respawn, you get your item back, huh? Hey, thanks for subscribing. Let us know in the comments what other sorts of mobs you'd like to see.